Hey IBS warriors, I come to you today in my robe this morning because I didn't want to wait to put this video up because it is New Year's Eve and I have been receiving messages of a different flavor than normal. And so typically, I hear from you guys a lot about anxiety and depression, but depression specifically has been coming up in my inbox a lot more than usual. And I wanted to tell you that I personally have struggled with depression a lot, like a lot. And I know that this idea of medications are coming up, and I used to be on medications for it as well. In fact, I first went on anti-anxiety and antidepressants when I was 17, when I first got diagnosed with IBS. And the main reason was because I was a musician in college and I had some really vulnerable parts, and I'd have to perform in front of thousands of people and play solo notes. And when that happened, I'd be terrified that I would get on stage or wherever I was performing and literally shit my pants. I was terrified because I had nausea and diarrhea were my two main symptoms, and oh my god, what if I go in front of these thousands of people, have to play this solo, and I shit my pants. So to help with the mental health, I had no coping strategies. So the only thing my doctor could do for me were give me meds. And so I was on, I can't remember the depression one, but I was on Xanax for anxiety. And I remember I would take it, and it was literally, it's a drug, right? And so I'd literally get so giggly and happy. I was 110 pounds because I couldn't eat anything. I was taking Xanax and just pushing myself on stage and performing. And it was really unhealthy. And I just remember thinking no one understands how I feel. And the first time I felt like someone got it was when I read this book, Eat, Pray, Love by Liz Gilbert. And I think part of it is because I have such a affinity for travel. I could go on that rant about for ages. But this was her soul adventure. And through her journey, I learned more about my own. And so I'll read for you the chapter that really stuck out to me. I remember being 17 on home for medical leave, reading this and being like, oh my God, somebody gets it. And what's interesting is the chapter it's in is 17. Things like that are just a clear indication that the universe has our back, right? Okay, so I'll read a little bit for you. When you're lost in the woods, it sometimes takes you a while to realize that you are lost. For the longest time, you can convince yourself that you've just wandered a few feet off the path and that you'll find your way back to the trailhead any moment now. When night falls again and again and you still have no idea where you are, and it's time to admit that you have bewildered yourself so far off the path that you don't even know from which direction the sun rises anymore. I took my depression like it was the fight of my life, which of course it was. I became a student of my own depressed experience, trying to unthread its causes. Have you ever done that? Have you ever tried to figure out where did this come from? What was the root of all the despair? Was it psychological? Was it my mom and dad's fault? Was it just temporal, a bad time in my life? Was it genetic? Melancholy, called by many names, has run through my family for generations. Was it cultural? Is this just the fallout of a post-feminist American career girl trying to find balance in an increasingly stressful and alienating urban world? Was it astrological? Meaning was it my sign? Is it because, for me personally, is it because I'm a Sagittarius who just isn't getting my fill for adventure? Was it artistic? Don't creative people always suffer from depression because we're so super sensitive and special? Was it evolutionary? Do I carry in me the residual panic that comes after millennia of my species attempting to survive a brutal world? Was it karmic? Are all these spasms of grief just the consequences of bad behavior in previous lifetimes, the last obstacles before liberation? Was it hormonal, dietary, philosophical, seasonal, environmental? Was I tapping into a universal yearning for God? Did I have a chemical imbalance? Or did I just need to get laid? What a large number of factors constitute a single human being. How very many layers we operate on, and how very many influences we receive from our minds, our bodies, our histories, our families, our cities, our souls, and our lunches. I came to feel that my depression was probably some ever-shifting assortment of all of those factors, and probably also included some stuff I couldn't name or claim, and I faced the fight at every level. I bought all those embarrassingly titled self-help books. I commenced to getting professional help with a therapist who was kind of insightful. I prayed with a novice nun. I stopped eating meat. Some spacey New Age massage therapist told me I should wear orange-colored panties to rebalance my sexual chakras. And brother, I actually did it. So, as you can see, like, when I read that, it was like, oh my gosh, yes. I've been asking all of these really intense questions. Where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? But in asking all those questions about my depression and where is this coming from, I was actually looking into the future of actually making it better. I was just trying to figure out where did it come from, where did it come from, where did it come from? Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? And it's the same thing we ask about our IBS. Where did it come from? Why me? Oh my God, how did it start? What is going on? Like, what is it within my body? Let me go to all the doctor's appointments. Let me see all the specialists. Let me wait for months to do something about it because I can't see a doctor for months. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? Where did it come from? Who the fuck cares? Like, when you get down to it, you know where it came from and you know how to fix it. And we all know how to fix it. Just like depression, in a lot of ways, people say it's a big thing that, like, no one knows how to fix. When you guys, like, it's really, really not as complicated as we make it. But it just takes a little bit of effort. It takes a little sunshine. It takes some community surrounding you. It takes some decisions. It takes owning where you're at. Takes owning where you're at and why you're there. And maybe you don't know why, and maybe the why you ended up there will be revealed to yourself. It wasn't revealed to me until I healed everything. Right? But if you just trust, everything's happening for a reason. Everything is as it is intended to me. This is a worthy opponent in my life that I will conquer, that I will overcome, and I will be stronger for it. It is strength. Whatever this struggle is, it is strengthening me for what I will face in the future. And if you just hold on to that and you believe that and you make some action, the world is yours, sister or brother, if you're a dude watching this. So I hope this was helpful. I hope if you're someone who's going through that fight right now, know that you're not alone, that this is a very common time for it, and make some choices today to help you feel better. And if you're not sure what those choices look like, hit me up on a message. That's what I'm here for. Love you. Happy end of 2017. See you guys later. Bye.